Hello, everyone. This will be my last reading from The Lakota Way, Stories and Lessons for Living, Native American Wisdom on Ethics and Character by Joseph M. Marshall III. This final lesson in this book is on wisdom. In a certain village there was a leader, a headman, who was respected for his quiet ways and good decisions. He did not ask to be a leader, but as a young man he had shown that he could think clearly and act calmly on the battlefield. And he was a good provider for his family and took care of the helpless ones. The people liked those ways, and so they asked him to be a leader. This was, of course, in the old days. Today, in these times, men want to be leaders for the power and the glory of it, and not always because they have the good of the people truly in their hearts. So the man reluctantly became a leader, and over the years he made good decisions and always spoke the truth in the village council meetings, whether the truth hurt or helped. So for many, many years under his leadership, the village prospered and was strong. 2 generations grew up under his leadership, and the headman was getting on in his years. A few young men of his village yearned for a new leader. They called among themselves and decided that it was time the chief's blanket was passed on to another, a younger man with more daring, more dash and flair, befitting the reputation of a prosperous and powerful village. They had forgotten who had helped to give their village that reputation. A few of the young men met secretly and formed a plan that they were certain could not fail. They would catch a small bird, approach the old headman, and ask him a question. "Grandfather," one of them would ask, "I have a bird in my hand. You are wise. Is the bird dead or alive?" If the old headman answered alive, the bird would be crushed. If he said dead, the bird would be released to fly away. Either way, the old headman would seem to be weak and uncertain, and the people would doubt his ability to lead. So on the morning of an important village gathering, the young men caught a sparrow, and one of them was chosen to approach the old headman. In the afternoon, when all the people had gathered, the chosen one approached, calling out in a loud voice so that all the people could hear, "Grandfather, I have an important question to ask you," he shouted. A hush fell over the entire gathering as the young man approached the old headman, holding something behind his back. "Grandfather, I have a bird in my hand," the young man said, and all the people gathered around. "Since you are wise, is the bird dead or alive?" The people waited, for many of them knew that some of the young men were yearning for a change in leadership. A few of them wondered if the young men might be right. Perhaps it might be time for a younger man to assume leadership. So they waited for the old headman to respond. The old headman approached the young man with a question. He stood quietly for a time, seeming to study the ground. Whispers went through the crowd. Was this finally the challenge that could be too much for the old headman? The headman turned to the young man and smiled patiently. He spoke firmly, but gentle, as he always did when something important was before the people. "Grandson," he said, "the answer is in your hands." There was a time when I wondered why old people were so wise. I don't anymore, because I know that wisdom is life's gift. Life demands that we exercise perseverance, face adversity with courage, demonstrate fortitude in the midst of temptation, tell the truth no matter how painful, walk in humility, sacrifice for our families, practice generosity to be truly rich, respect all who are part of the great circle of life, choose honor above personal gain, act with compassion toward the needy, strive for harmony in personal relationships, and otherwise demonstrate the virtues that give meaning to life. And even if we don't succeed, most or even some of the time, life rewards us for trying, for living. It grants us wisdom. There comes a time in our lives when we can't run as fast or walk as far. Our reflexes slow down. Our hair turns gray or silver, and the roads we have traveled begin to appear on our faces. At that point, we will have to come to the most critical and most rewarding phases of our lives. We have a life we have a life we can look back on, not because it's ending, but because we have walked far, and that journey is now our reward and our strength. We have acquired wisdom. Wisdom is life's gift to us, but it is also our gift to life. Thank you for joining me again with another story time with Auntie A. Have a wonderful day.